Okay, we'll just do a quick little video here. In my sewing room, aka War Room 1, right? You can see, still spending money, people, on the war with my government when it regards to the targeting of my family and through the injury, permanent injury, and or to the death of my family. Okay? I know it doesn't look like I did much since the last time I was in here, but I actually did quite a bit. I spilt coffee. That's what I did. And because I spilt coffee, I had to come in here and wipe everything down. And the only thing is, one of the envelopes that had Shimei's CD for her imaging, right? When she went to emergency. And that's what that is. I showed you this before, but I have never opened the envelope. I just did now, though, because I spilt a whole bunch of coffee on it. It's all wet. Can you see? It's down there now. So, now that I'm here, I did buy these, okay? Because I like to put this kind of stuff, which are Shimei's medical records, in these sheets, right? And then, of course, you've seen me color code, in part because I'm going blind, and it's easier for me to log things in my brain in terms of categories, I suppose, through color versus through a number of from 1 to 400 pages. So anyway, I'm not sure what I'm going to do here in terms of no motivation here, people. I'm too tired. Too much on my mind. I'm working every day, cleaning. I cut myself. Do you see? Where is it? Right there. That one hurts. I was cleaning a glass. Well, it wasn't a glass. It was a little glass with a plastic lid for yogurt, but I want to make rice pudding. So anyway, I was cleaning it, and I haven't used them yet, and it sliced me. So it's been sore for the last 4 days now. 3 days, going on to the 4th day, because of where it's at. I kind of have to be ginger about things sometimes. I find if my hands are in water and I'm doing dishes, I don't notice it so much, but when it starts to dry and my hands haven't been in water for a long time, right? So every now and then I'll put polysporin on just to soften it up. But I have aloe vera plant. I should probably try that too. That'll probably work pretty good. So people, I'm not doing anything too excited here, trust me. Too exciting. I've been revamping on computers. I'm still short a computer for Andre at this point. I want to install, what is that stuff called? Antivirus software, I suppose? Yeah. Onto my Windows 10 before I put it online and on Shimei's laptop, because when I get that done, then I will attempt to try and do a live stream through XSplit. I didn't renew my subscription with StreamYard because so, and for the amount of live streams that I actually do, it doesn't warrant me spending $320 for a year for 6 live streams that are flashing constantly, right? Like, I mean, come on, think about it. So I'm kind of wanting to do an XSplit, but I always look like an idiot when I do that because I don't do it enough, and you know, you gotta keep in mind of the hotkeys and da-da-da-da. But once you get everything set up, if I was doing it all the time, people, it would be different. But anyway, once I install an antivirus into my Windows 10 and into the laptop, and I just get caught up with a few more little things around here, then I'm going to attempt to do a live stream. And my subject matter would probably be talking about Shimei. That's going to be one. You know, bringing up the past, talking about Uncle John. But in that case, I'd walk you through the court papers that I have, right, that I will have Fraser Health Authorities copy, and then I'll have my copy. And I'll walk you through the court papers, right? Because that's my life, people. It's either I throw it away into the recycling bin, shredded or unshredded, it wouldn't matter, right? And just forget about it and move on with my life and die. Poof. And I'm gone and nothing else moves, okay? Right? Or I keep plugging away at it, which we know that tonight I just opened up the imagery what are these things called? They're not the full report. They're just like a conclusion, right? There's other papers that are connected to this that you don't get to see. And they have it from the first day. And there's coffee on the papers now. Oh, look at that. You see? Now you know when you get coffee on your papers, you know that's when it's a real, what is it called? Office. Welcome to my office. I have more than one office. Just like I have more than one war room. Oh no, this is War Room 2. This isn't War Room 1. I'm not even in War Room 1, people. This is just simply War Room 2. This is the slack off room. If you notice, I'm sitting here chatting with you, right? Wait till I get into War Room 1. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What's going on with what's going on? I'm telling you right now. And this is why I'm going to walk you through these court cases. There's more than one way to skin a cat, okay? Just remember that. Right? And in this situation, right, because we know it's a losing battle when I get to court, I'll never be able to skin that cat in court. The courthouse is just simply too biased, too prejudiced, and too corrupt, right? However, I can help to educate the public. There you go. Now there's a plan, Stan. Right? And what's the best way? Well, you walk the talk, right? Right? If you filed a lawsuit, there's paperwork around that lawsuit. It shows the pattern. It documents what you say, the way you interpreted the experience to be true. It opens up a debate, right? It allows people to build onto something to make it better for other people, right? It's either that, people, or throw it away. I mean, if you were in my seat, right, with 2 war rooms, oh man, come on, think about it. What would you do? Would you just simply throw it out the door? It would be very hard to do that. Because it's like, you can't get rid of ghosts. Oops, and did you hear that? That paper just fell on its own, just as I said the word ghosts, right? You can't get rid of ghost people. Throwing out this paperwork would be trying to, like, getting rid of ghosts, right? But you see, some of these ghosts, they're not my ghosts. They're other people's ghosts, other individuals' ghosts, right? It's not that they're haunting me, because they're not haunting me, people, right? Because eventually, poof, I'll be gone. Nothing else will move, right, except me. All this stuff will still stay behind. So it's between now and then that's going to make the greater or bigger impact. If I throw it away, there is no impact. If I continue on the path, I don't even want to call it a path, but that was the easy route to say, the easy word, right? If I continue on what I'm doing, right, and just, I guess, up the ante, right, then it just encourages other people to stand up for their own families and for their communities, okay? That's all we can do, because when we're in positions like mine, yeah, we gotta go to court and we have to face the music with these individuals that own the deck, right? And cheat as they deal you your hand, okay? Because that's what they do. They own the deck, and then they deal you a hand. And as they're dealing it to you, they cheat. And that's why we don't ever win, right? For justice, that is, for anything, right? We don't even get an ounce of justice. How long have I been doing this for, people? 5 years? Where is the justice? Okay? Throw this paperwork out, Uncle John will never get justice. Never. Keep it on the table, put it out there, show the corruption in terms of how our public bodies represent the general population for the benefit of themselves before they do it for the general population, right? So, expect me to come in and talk about medical kidnapping under the Criminal Code of Canada. There's Elsie. Oh, I can't stand that cat. Kids don't want me to give her away, though. She's getting too old. And anyway. Shut up, Elsie! I put up with her. She's like 14 years old. She's a dirty cat, though. Can't trust that cat. Anyway. So, like, okay, well, what kind of videos are you going to do on YouTube? Because, they're just looking for anything to, right? I mean, if you work on mattresses, right, maybe do the puppet house with the curtains and things like that, you're safe, right? But if you get too hardcore, like, before I can show you these papers, like the good old days, right, I just whip them out and, well, this is what we're reading, and then I'd come in later into you, and it'd be gone, right, because of, these lawyers, they're stalking my channel, right, they don't want some of this paperwork to get out there, right, so I'm gonna have to, I guess, I don't know, take little pieces of paper and just tape them over the doctor's names or something, for the most part, right? Because anything related to Shemaine, I mean, come on, the more people, knowledge is power, people, right? So I'm going to show you these papers. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. I don't think I can scan them and make a PDF file through the scan. And then it's a question of where I want to upload. Do I want to upload those PDF files? Because I'm going to try and learn how to make PDF files for the foundation, right? In terms of putting up the minutes and the accounting books from the first meeting that we had in, I guess, 2001, all the way up until current times, right? I want to post them on the website with PDF links. Right, so I'm having to now think about doing some basic HTML5, which is supposedly different than just basic HTML, but I have to kind of, and I don't know how to use cascading style sheets, which is, a form of writing web pages, right, which kind of follows through to the next page, right? Versus having to do each page individually like I do. Oh, so I'm trying to oh, come on, you can do this. You can, you can work on the nonprofit and still work on this stuff and, right? And, be that super mom or I guess super grandma or superhuman, because it's either that or throw it all out in the garbage. Do I throw out the nonprofit any more than I throw out Uncle John, Auntie Shimei, and Sierra? And what happened to Amari and Andre? You can't just throw those things out. The government wants you to throw those things out, but you can't. Right? Not when you get in deep. And I've been in deep, people, for a long time. I'm just getting tired and old. And the government, they know it. Right? So anyway, that's why I'm not really doing any videos right now, because I'm just trying to wrap my head around the things that I really need to focus on, which is, one, build up the foundation website, try and get the minutes up with the accounting and everything, you know, the income statement report with the expense, right? Just to show you, right? You know, that's all work. That's like, I gotta go look for those files. Some of them I have them on, remember the old floppy disks? They're on my other computer in my bedroom. I don't even think they're on a flash drive. I think they're still sitting up on a floppy disk. Right? Never mind them kicking around the house here somewhere. Right? And then all the other stuff, like this stuff here, this has to go into Shimei's binders. She's already got 2. I can probably make 1 more. And then, you know, this one obviously goes in from 2018 within her, you know, binders, right? I haven't even logged them down yet, people. And I don't know, like, as odd as it sounds, I don't know if it's just being, I'm not irresponsible, people. I'm sure it's here somewhere. I kind of have an idea of maybe where it might be. But Shimei's lawsuit, the one I'm supposed to serve the government with, after it was filed, I can't find it. It's in an envelope somewhere in here. That's what I mean. I'm overwhelmed. Right? I think it's in War Room 1, because I've been looking in here as I'm sorting out everything, and I can't find it. Because I probably did one of these things. Oh, it's still wet in here. Oh, I'm glad I did that. I just would have left that there. Yeah, I spilt my coffee. Alright. But, I'll just show you. Oh, nice. Alright. That's the change.org. Yeah, everything is... Change.org. That's just the comments. That's not the signatures. The signatures, to print out those signatures, the last time I checked, was something like 67 pages. That's a lot of ink and a lot of paper. And do you know that we're going through an ink shortage now? You can't find the right size ink for your computer. You have to order shit online now that's like been refurbished. Right? And when I did get some ink, I had to buy the color ink with it, and it wasn't an extra large. Only because I needed the black ink. Right? But either or, 67 pages later, you know, that's a lot of pages. Right? And last time I did this with those people at the courthouse, in terms of, you know, standing and fighting, right? They didn't care to look at the evidence, people. No. They were afraid of the evidence. Okay? I'm just looking to see if I have time there, and my battery's okay. It's not plugged in. But they were trying to hide the evidence, people. And then, with CIBC Bank, what did they do? They served me papers. Now, Fraser Health is the one that was petrified of the evidence, people, and did everything that they could to get it thrown out of court. And even then, after I walk you through the shit, you're going to say something smells really foul, okay? And then on the day that Shimei died in the basement, if you noticed, I avoided the word was murdered, but on the day that she died, in the basement. Okay? That's the day Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce served me to go to court. I guess they wanted me to bring my evidence, and they had their evidence in terms of document list. See, I have to remember, right? So I'm going to pull it out, and when I pull it out, that's when I'll do a video, and we'll walk through it, right? And just so that if anything, the justice will come after I'm gone. Yep. More than one way to skin a cat, people. Right? I'm not going to let my government and their employees destroy my family without standing up for my family before I go. Okay? Because sooner or later, there's going to be more people standing up and saying shit. Okay? Once they fully realize what the hell is going on. And then this, I'm pretty sure is Sierra's death certificate, which I've done nothing with. I didn't file her taxes, nothing. I need to file her taxes, people. And whatever else I gotta do. I ordered her medical file from the clinic that she frequent. I'm gonna have to pay 20 cents a page. 20 cents a page. I requested Shimei's, Amari's, and Sierra's. There you go again. Cost more money, right? I'm not going to photocopy it and have a second set for the government thinking I'm going to get a fair trial. So I'm not even going to bother photocopying it twice because I already done that and wasted a whole bunch of time and money. And those papers are sitting around my house waiting to go to trial. When CIBC Bank served me, obviously Shimei had just died that day, right? That I got distracted. And then, over a period of time, it wasn't that I was being negligent or that I was ignoring the situation. I just didn't follow up on it. For the simple fact was, just in light of what I was dealing with in terms of my previous experience, right? And with the, I don't want to say partnership, but with the alliance of the lawyer that was representing John's estate, to which that would have been the money he inherited from his wife that he wasn't told about for 14 months until he was under lock and key through Fraser Health Authority, who had illegally drugged him and illegally transported him to the Victoria General Hospital emergency ward under duress. And then prevented him from seeing his immediate family to whom he lived with and raised from infanthood. They didn't let him see him. They didn't let him see the kids. They wouldn't let him come home. They called security. The #1 head nurse of the province of British Columbia, Canada, who manages the immunization program, called security. And Uncle John was the beginning of what is happening now. And that's why the court didn't want it to go to trial, have a fair trial, right? So it would be documented that medical kidnappings occur in the province of British Columbia, Canada. What is YouTube going to say about that? They can't write the narrative to the story of my family and what's happened to my family and how I've coped with that. Alright? They can't. Alright? So anyway, what's this? Oh, this is my oldest son's school records and stuff. I found them. Right? Harassment and cyberbullying policies, YouTube. A whole bunch of shit in there. As if YouTube takes me serious, right? So, no notice of claim, no. I haven't found it. So, I'm not sweating it though. So anyway, that's why I'm not making videos. Because I'm trying to wrap my head around this shit. Alright? I've already made the decision not to throw it out any more than I would throw out the foundation. It's just what's going on makes a louder voice for the foundation, because as of today, 5 years after the fact of Uncle John being medically kidnapped, what section that falls under the Criminal Code of Canada, I can't remember, but I'm sure I wrote it down for Uncle John, and that's why the judge threw it out with Fraser Health Authority, because they didn't want it being documented that there's abuse going on within our healthcare systems. Okay. As for the bank, they were bringing in a biased lawyer that was dealing with an inheritance that they had no right to, because his assets were obtained through fraud, which falls under the Criminal Code of Canada. And they didn't want to discuss that in court with Fraser Health, so why the fuck would they discuss that with CIBC Bank with me standing there by myself? Right? Considering that they served me on the day that my daughter was dead. As if it was like a slap in the face. Right? Doesn't mean it's over yet, though, people. Doesn't mean it's over yet. For them, it was money. They saved the government money. Oh, wow. The government is saving millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars every year now because of the mass die-off of the elderly in our care homes. You don't think that doesn't burn my goat, knowing that Uncle John was one of their first casualties? And because he got no justice, look what's happening today. I'm going to do a little wipeout board with it. Numbers. I'm going to start writing down numbers so you can see it in black and white for yourself. How much money the government is saving for negligence. Because what they're doing to the elderly right now is no different than what they did with Uncle John. They're removing the elderly from their immediate families. That's what they did with Uncle John. They test the water, and once they know they're in the freaking water, I wanted to swear, in the water, oh God, there's no stopping them, people. And they got away with it, and they knew it, because Uncle John wasn't the only victim at that time in 2015. I told you, it was my kids that were taking the elderly to the bathroom in that temporary care facility, that they wouldn't let none of those old people leave. Go into my videos, you'll hear it. They're doing the exact same thing now, only they're doing it with a heavy hand and with threats of violence. Whether it's through fines or cops, which represents force. Because they're operating under contract law, right? Which generates income. does it not? That's why the cops are not doing anything about anything. Because they're generating millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars off of these old people as they're dying, falling off the welfare rolls, falling off the pension rolls. And the government's just banking it. Right along with the banking industry. One can't do what the other one does unless they do it together. And that's why I didn't go for CIBC Bank, because it's not over yet. Not when they're going to come in with a biased lawyer that was committing fraud. And both of them would have lied under oath and would not have challenged Fraser Health Authority for the allegations of the plaintiff. Right? Do I have any coffee left? A little bit. So we know what I'm going to do around that. And then I got this. That's some Mari stuff from court. What do you think? I have to open that up. Take a look at it. I'm debating whether I want to put it in binders. That's a lot of work. Right? It's not anything I need immediately. Right? It's there. But I need to open it up and look at it. It's just, I prefer it. If I'm looking, I like to have it just, right? When I need it, I know where it is, right? So, but I don't, the paper gets heavy, people. Oh, it gets heavy. Yeah. I have this cupboard in here, over here, this one right here on the other side. 2 shelves, binders, that's it. That's what it is. And then I've got other papers. I'm all over the place. See, I'm looking for something like this. I don't know. It's non-profit stuff. You don't know, though, if you maybe accidentally tucked in the lawsuit in between the papers. Right. I don't know. So anyway, I'm sure I'll find them. And if not, I'll go back to the courthouse and see how you deal with that situation. Right. They can't deny me a second copy if I don't have the first copy, if I lost it. Right. Maybe if they'd help with, a lawyer, right, that could represent justice, we wouldn't come into these snags. Right? Okay, so I'm going to just leave this video as is. Right? Remember those days? The good old days? Where's the hope, people? What do you think?